Are we ready?
Yeah.
Are we good? So, just going to...
A human being has to have a sense of purpose. The feeling of no purpose is suicidal. So what people do is they create a false sense of purpose. Their false sense of purpose will be attention. If I get so much attention from people and so much recognition, then I'm fulfilled. But then you can never realize that. You can never get enough attention. Other people say money. If I make enough money, man, I'm going to be happy. But we see how many people get to that point and they're not fulfilled and they're miserable. You as an individual, you had a purpose in life. You had something you were meant to achieve because you have a unique DNA, unique genetics, and unique parents, a unique experience. Something about you is truly original and weird. And to the degree that you mine that weirdness and your uniqueness, you can become fulfilled. You can create something beautiful and lasting.
So that's the first one. Like, how do you feel about that? Do you completely agree with it, or what is your perspective on the idea of finding purpose and how you find the things that you perceive or you trick yourself into believing is your purpose, and actually differentiating it from what your actual purpose is?
Well, to an extent, it's true. I'll agree to a very large extent because people tie purpose to the physical things, the results, what people say. People mistake purpose for accomplishment. Now, accomplishment in different areas, so marriage, finance, career, things like that, but that's different from purpose. The funny thing is your purpose is deep down within you, the inner joy. That's what gives you fulfillment.
Right.
So if someone like Bill Gates, has all the money in the world, and deep down he wants to play tennis, until he plays tennis, he wouldn't be happy deep down. So at the end of the day, your purpose is what you alone sit with and how you feel, and not what people say, because the world can say but now the world works with perspective. You understand? You can look at me and say, I think Teinye is doing well. Oh, he speaks well, he writes well, blah, blah, blah. But I might be struggling with something, deep down. So I think when people put more emphasis on the feedbacks from people and as accomplishment, that's not purpose.
Right. And when I first came across this video, it made me realize, remember another video I came across of Will Smith. I was talking about how he wishes he could show everybody and everybody can make all the money, only for them to understand that it's not about all of that. Like, you can make all the money in the world and you still not get the fulfillment that you're looking for.
True.
Like,
very
literally,
true.
that is not, you're not going to get that from it. But also, the society, you cannot say that, especially if you don't have the money.
True.
So it's very hard for you to say, don't chase this, just chase the fulfillment from someone. So, and that is where the false purpose, creating a false purpose for yourself comes in. Because it has a way of just distracting you and making the immediate need, making it your purpose. Like, for example, now, like, I lack certain things. Say I don't have enough money and I see this business, and all of a sudden there is a mental wiring in my head that this business is your purpose now, so you have to face it diligently. So finding a way of balancing that, it could be tricky, but at the end of the day, like you said, it's the fulfillment that matters a lot. So I appreciate that. I'll play the second one. This one, I'm just going to read it out. So this one is, I'm sure you've come across something like this before. It's the aggressive way of reinventing yourself and finding yourself, which I'm not sure how I feel about it personally. So it goes like this. Become a ghost for 6 months. Make everything your fault. Find the beast within you. Throw yourself into pain. Cut out all the excuses. Go all in. Train like a warrior. Walk like a robot. Eat like a king. Reject vices. Transform. Upgrade. Create. Thrive. And win. When I came across this, it seemed a bit very strong. Especially the part of making everything your fault. Find the beast in you. And the question I have is, how realistic is this approach? And also, is there an advantage to it? Is this actually going to do the work for you? Because I'm thinking about it. The first sentence, become a ghost for 6 months. How? Because I cannot. I have things, I have other responsibilities that I have to take care of. So the idea of me becoming a ghost and focusing on one thing or saying, oh, I'm shutting down the world and I'm just going to focus on me right now. It doesn't seem like something I can do. And when I read this, it just seems a bit aggressive. So what do you think about it?
These are strategies. These are just strategies.
Yeah.
One of many strategies that you can adopt, though unrealistic, but there are strategies that are specific to a particular field or a particular thing that you're doing. Now, this can work for an actor who is trying to reinvent themselves. Say, go off the scene, so that has nothing to do with your greatness. It has everything to do with the strategy for maybe the next level. For instance, this can work for, say, an actor goes off for 6 months, no posting, nothing. People are talking about, people are carrying remorse. That's good for PR.
Right.
Right. And then you come back, maybe you've done a short course at New York Film Academy, and then you're better off. And then you find a casting director that's cast you for a role that is going to maybe you are like a lover boy, and then the person is casting you for an action role.
Yeah.
So that's like a comeback kind of thing.
True.
Yeah. But like I said, it's very specific to an activity or a particular work that you're doing, but it's not an overall. You can't tell people to become a ghost for 6 months. It's so unrealistic. Now, still coming back to purpose, there's some people's purpose that needs to be filled daily. So at the end of the day, to whose standards?
Right.
Really, to whose standards? So when you go away for 6 months and you do yada yada yada, and then you come back, so then what?
Right. And what if you need to do something else, then you go away for 6 months?
Yeah. I mean, these are strategies. People just call me strategies, and I'm very meticulous with what I take in from the internet.
Exactly. That's the next thing I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
How do you feel like people should navigate things like this, especially when you see content like this? Because I feel like a lot of contents like this are coming out a lot more.
Yeah.
And it's coming from a place of, I think, the people putting out things like this, they realize there is something missing, and people are actually yearning for direction and how to just improve themselves. And there is just something about this being aggressive about transformation, inventing that same. They glorify it. It's like, oh yeah, you do that. It's very interesting, but yeah,
bro, everything you see on the internet is for sale. People are coming with solutions because somebody's making money off it somewhere.
Right.
So when people think everybody's looking for purpose, they come up with things like these strategies and just bring something to make it feel like they've said something, and then you're going to listen to it and you start running with it.
Right.
And then you run and you go somewhere, you feel like, nah, this is not for me. Yeah.
Could be misleading though. It's unfair.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So this is the second one.
And today, they're looking for a mother. They're looking to be served. They're looking for a girlfriend who's going to look up at them and bat her eyes.
Yes.
Who's going to look a certain way so they get, as they walk around, the guys are like, man, you got a good one. Their dating practice is all about what can I get?
Right.
And girls aren't looking for that. It's all about getting out of your car, walking up to the door, speaking to her father with respect, and then treating her like a lady and taking her out and listening to her when she talks.
Yes.
Okay. Men have lost their purpose of service. We are here to serve. We are here to provide. We are here to protect. We are here to teach. We are here to lead. That's what we're here for. We're not here for ourselves.
Do you agree with that?
To an extent, yes.
Do you agree with that?
To an extent.
To what extent?
So, look.
Wait. Men are here to serve. We are not here for ourselves.
So I'm going to get to it. When you look at the construct, I feel like, look, I wouldn't say I have like the perfect marriage, but I feel like to a large extent we understand our roles, and that's the major problem with today's world. We are so caught up with, a lot of women are running with feminism and things like that. A lot of men are now running with
patriarchy,
but kind of like living patriarchy, not looking for equality,
right?
In the sense that 50-50, things like that. And but I feel like to a large extent we have neglected our biological makeup. Bro, there are certain things that women are not meant to do because it's not in their makeup, and there are certain things that men are not meant to do. Now, this might sound old-fashioned, right? But I buy into the idea of a man being a provider.
Right.
Trust me, I buy into the idea. Maybe it's how I was raised, and maybe because of certain things, foundations from the Bible, from many things, male role models in my life. But I do not question the idea of men providing. I do not buy into the 50-50 idea.
Right.
Because when you understand what everybody is built to bring to the table, you wouldn't have stupid arguments. Most of these arguments I see on social media are very, very downright stupid. Yes, they are. Because why would as a man, you understand, you're physically built differently. Half of the men who are claiming, strong man, if you put a child in their womb, they will die. But that's the truth. That's because our strength and the expression of our strength is different.
True.
When you see that, look, who is likely to, I might be preaching, but this is a conversation I like to have with married people and would-be married people. When you come to the house, we both go out, right? We both go out, have fun, and we come to the house, we're both tired. Who is likely to still stand up and make something for both of you?
Right.
It's definitely not the man. Because the woman has that bandwidth. She's built that way. She understands that place. You understand? So, but the misogyny and the patriarchy and feminism are just things that are just tools to destroy the construct of a union. When everybody understands their place in a union, I don't think you have problems.
Right.
So I understand. We're here to serve. Now, when you say serve, right, you're not talking about being served because you're a king and anybody is worshiping you. No, but the idea, a man would go to bed, right? The way a man thinks of his family the next day is different from the way a woman thinks of her family. A woman is thinking from a place of safety, a place of care. A man is or should be thinking for a place of protection,
right?
A place of, and in terms of protection, I'm talking about physical protection, security, and financial security. You understand? So these are like things that, like I said, social media has gotten a lot of us messed up, and that's why we're having too many says out there.
To follow up on that, though, when we talk about service and men providing, right? At what point? Because I've seen and experienced people that they fall into that, and eventually they just lose themselves. They literally have no sense of purpose for themselves. They are not doing anything for themselves. They feel like all their life has just been taken over by this family. Which sometimes it builds resentment.
It does.
And when you're doing something out of you feel like you're being forced to do it, it's not, I doubt you will get the fulfillment you should be getting from it. I feel like the act of service, the act of providing, it should be an intrinsic thing. You just want to do it from within, like, I enjoy
not being
doing
compelled
that.
to.
So having to feel like, oh, this is taking away my life, this is not making me do the things I really want to do too. How do you find the balance between the two?
First things first. Again, this will sound very rude, but that's how I am. See, look, on topic, I could be a counselor,
right?
Because I have so many takes on what I think, the society has really imbibed, and that's what's really shattering humanity. To react to that, not everybody is meant to be a provider, i.e., not every man is meant to marry. Yeah, I do believe it. Not every man is meant to marry. Not every man is meant to have children. If you're going to want to get married, and you want to get married and you want to make children, grow into that man. And now that man is a man that would serve. That's just the truth. So now that does not take away the part that, your life might halt or anything. But bro, your life would halt. If you're not ready for it, don't do it. That's where the problem is. If you know you're not going to share your space, your future, your ambition, if you're not going to sacrifice that, if you're not willing to, don't have children, don't get married, stay like that, bro. There are some people who chose career and they're on top of it. I mean, I'm not going to mention any, but there are some of these Nollywood actresses who have just stayed like that. The truth is, if they were married, they wouldn't get as high as they did. So it's your choice. If you want to be somebody who wants to look, I want on this life, I want to be the number one in this and this and this and this, bro. Don't go into anything that will be a distraction, because children, marriage is a distraction. And I'm going to say it will sound harsh, but I'm going to say it's a distraction. If you're not, it's a necessary evil. If you're not ready for it, don't go into it. But if you're going to go into it, go with the mind that I'm going to serve. Mm-hmm. That's what is required. Every job has a description that is required, has a skill, has something that you need to put. If you're not ready to put that in, then don't go into it.
Oh. I need to drink water. Right? For someone like me now who is like, think I'm not married, but I'm planning to and get into have a family. Mm-hmm. I would like to assume or believe that to a large extent I'm intentional and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But with that also comes with like, okay, I'm going to serve and all that, but I should not be neglecting myself. This should not be consuming all of me. Or is that a wrong mindset?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think your dad, right, is it present?
Yeah.
Do you think your dad has used up his potential so far in life?
No.
Why?
Because I don't know. Personally, the relationship I have with my dad, right? Up until now, I still think of some certain things that I feel like we could still be doing, you know? Like, he still has some potential, especially he's a fine artist.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think that comes with any restriction aside from health. Or like, if you're physically fit, you should still be able to like do certain things and just maintain that.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine for you to pursue fine arts, that means you have the passion for it, which he does.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think about it, like, maybe last week I was just thinking about it, like, you know, this man is really good at what he does. He has experience teaching. I could easily open a YouTube page for him and set up a camera for him and all that. But
do you know one of the reasons why he didn't maybe achieve many of these things or pursue many of these things years before?
Are you going to say it's because of the family?
You're part of it.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Okay.
So that would answer your question.
No, it doesn't.
So now let me give you an idea how it could, right? When you watch your parents and see that their potentials are there, that they're not used up, that should give you an idea of the kind of parent you're going to be. That should give you an idea of what it takes to be a parent.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand someone like an actor like Shola Sobowale, whose children literally pushed her back to Nollywood. She left the scene, went to fend for them, and they were like, look, we're fine. Go back. Not every child, not every set of children are able to do that for their parents. Right. You understand? But that just goes to show the job description and what needs to be at stake. Yeah.
We will have to.
No, but you know the beautiful thing is, you know when the Bible, I'm gonna quote the Bible. I'm sorry because I'm not sorry because that's who I am. Yeah. You know when the Bible says, one would chase 1,000 and two would chase 10,000, not 2,000 but 10,000. That's where understanding comes in terms of marriage, in terms of union, partnership, or whatever it is. And I feel like when everybody comes into that room of, look, I'm coming with my skill set and my goals. You're coming with your skill set and your goals. How do we blend it with this new family? Now, some couple get married, stay a while before they start raising children.
Right.
Now, it's a silly excuse to say, oh, this one it did not just happen. You understand? So yeah, so if you're not ready, if you people are not well off, you're not ready. Children are a blessing from God, but it's a timely blessing. You understand? So some people just go in and just freelance, and then children come and they're blaming them not achieving so much on the children.
Right.
Nobody has asked you not to wait 5 years and work what you need to work and create like a template or a background, a base for them to thrive upon. You understand? So yeah, I feel like a lot of people are not intentional about the things they want to do, and everybody just entering it because everybody's entering it.
I mean, I get what you're saying 100%, bro. Yeah, definitely. I feel like there is always a level of intentionality that comes with
Definitely
decisions like this, because they are life changing.
Yeah,
It's going to determine how your future is going to be. So
definitely.
you cannot just play around it and just okay, all vibes. No, that's the time to be very serious.
Very true. Very, very true, bro.
I'm not concerned about how you said, like, if you look at your parents, that's how your future is going to look like.
Yeah, so that not like that's how your future is going to look like, but that's just see what they've gone through, and then know that you are going to likely end up like them.
But if I do things differently,
Exactly,
I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because I've always thought about it. Like, there are some things I'll pick up, and I'm like, okay, maybe my dad would have handled it this way. Maybe, especially the more that I'm growing up now, I'm starting to understand so many things now. And
the truth is, when you look at the fact that it was my mom's birthday last year, I wrote something and it was touching. So many people found it touching. And I said, it's funny how my mom raised us, being a child herself. My mom had my sister 20.
Oh.
Yeah. I think 2021. Yeah, because that's when she got married. And then had me, she must be 22.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a 22-year-old
right now
raising a child. So that's a child.
Yeah.
You understand? So sometimes we forget that these people raised us as children themselves.
Yeah.
So you are probably older than the age your dad had you.
Definitely.
You understand? So you understand? So they didn't know better. They're just they were doing life the way they could. You get? So but us children were very ungrateful. Though.
Yeah.
And that's why our children will be ungrateful to us.
I think it's just the way it works. Though.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like if you are responsible for someone, even children is a far-fetched. Your siblings.
Yeah.
Because if you have that dynamic I have with my younger brother now, he has gotten to a point where we fought, don't reach out to me, block each other and all that. Then after oh, okay, he's doing this, then reach out again, now you're doing da. Like I feel like it's a dynamic that comes with anybody that you care about. So children, raising a child, is just, I don't think it's being ungrateful, it's just the way life works.
Exactly.
Because you see things that they don't see. For my younger brother, I see things and the way I'm trying to protect him is the idea of bro, I've been there. I don't want you to go through this thing. But he sees it as you're trying to control me. You're trying to do it for me and all of that.
You know that meme they say that we're in a hurry to grow up.
Yeah.
And then we grew up and we're there's nothing here.
I don't fucked up.
Yeah, I'm telling you. There's nothing. Honestly, one of the things that my because I don't have children yet, but my nephew and my nieces, one of the things I encourage my sister and my cousins who have children to do is make sure your children are children. Make sure they enjoy it, because look, you see this one that we did, we rushed things, and from 15 years we wanted to act like 18-year-olds, and then we got to the point and we're like,
damn, I know.
You understand? So I mean, children, when you allow children to be children, they have enough time so that when they become an adult, there's that responsibility that now comes in, and they are not looking back and saying, I should have done this, I should have done that. I mean, many people want to, I'll leave your house, blah, blah, blah. You threaten. When you go out and you realize that some people were in their parents' house until they blew, in quotes. And then bro, you understand? But we're very eager to go and pursue what's not pursuing us in the first place. You get? So that thing when they say what an elder sees when sitting down is actually true.
It's true. It's definitely true.
It's actually true. Let me just give one funny story, especially you guys are intending couple. I'm not raining on your parade, but I mean, I was telling my wife something. I said, if my parents did not accept you, I would not accept you.
True.
It was that big. And, she came to understand where I was coming from. Look, you see these hot-headed people that were like, no, what our parents will see, bro. Yeah. Because when you become a parent, you've lived life. Yeah, that's your experience. Yeah. There are certain things you see and you're like, from this the way this thing is going, this will not work. Oh, you understand that kind of thing. And because you know your own, True. You know that this will not work. So it's something that a lot of people just feel like, no, you don't need counsel, you don't need anybody up there who probably is advanced to tell you things.
And we are going to wrap up and get on the pod, but I just want to touch down on that and about experience. I feel like experience, especially if you tried a lot of things, and it still boils down on like children being children, teenagers being teenagers, and just letting people do their thing. You tend to get to a point where you feel like, okay, I've seen it, I've experienced it. And the older you get, that your, for lack of better word, bullshit radar, it gets heightened very well.
Yeah.
So you get to sense certain things. So I can imagine once you have a child and the kind of life I live now, I feel like I've experienced quite a number of things. Say if I'm to have a boy child right now that is growing up, going to the dating scene and all of that, when he starts moving some kind of like, this thing that you're doing, I don't do that, I'm tired. So avoid this one, avoid that one.
Yeah.
And why I'm talking about the experiences, our society now, especially in Nigeria, we've seen people, and let me even use our leaders as example, that most of the things that they involve in and is bringing them down. Sometimes when I look at it from a point of all these things that you are spending money on. I imagine that you wished for these things when you were younger and you didn't have access to it or you didn't get the chance to experience it. But now that you feel like you are in a place of money and abundance now, you want to spend all your money on it. And it's the same thing that I talk about, like guys spending money on like, oh, I'm using money to entice a woman.
Yeah.
Me personally, I've never been a fan of that. I believe if anybody is going to like you, you should have some self-dignity and respect.
Well, yeah, definitely.
You say you're a bad guy, if you're going to spend on, except, okay, if you want to run prostitution, that's on you. Like, no judgment. If that's your thing, fine. But if you're trying to know someone or have a relationship with someone, and you feel like the first thing you're going to do is introduce them to money, that is, you feel like your only selling point is how much you have in your bank account. I personally feel like it's a red flag. I feel like as you grow older, you should have gone through the process of just talking to opposite sex or being with someone and just get the hang of it without having to throw in money. You throwing in money first is a sign that you have no game.
Definitely.
So if that is something that you didn't get to experience and now you don't grow now, and that is what you know. Yeah. So all your money like this now, you are using because of knacks, you are spoiling reputation that you built. Yeah. Because of knacks, you are using like putting yourself in situations that they are unnecessary. Yeah. How important is it for you to actually like for someone to experience that? And I don't know how to translate this into English, but you know when they say the first money that you see is used to buy a car. Yeah, definitely. How do you feel about that adage? Because I imagine that the first money in this context experience, the experience I've used it to like I've behaved certain way, I've done things, which is now giving me confidence to like navigate things a little better now. How important is those experience, and is there always that someone can actually navigate it? Say you didn't get to experience those things. Say you were probably a sheltered kid or you just didn't get access to it. How do you try to like not derail and let it spill you? That was a long question, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, if I get you right, you're asking about experiences.
How important is the experience and the lack of it too? How do you navigate the lack of it to not misbehaving?
Yeah. you know, see, a lot of people do not understand the place of role models in their life, and your role model mustn't be Fela Durute or someone. It could be your older brother, it could be your neighbor. So I feel like a lot of people want to leave an experience that is bad off somebody. You understand? And a lot of people are not giving themselves to learning. It's important. Well, if you've experienced it, fine and good.
Yeah.
You know, that's you. But the reason why people make mistakes and call themselves your mentors is so that you don't make the same mistake. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people are not willing. I mean, look at the situation you gave with your brother and how you like fight and things like that. That's because you know that you have what he doesn't have, and that's experience. And then you haven't been there. You know, you're giving him the warnings, the things that he should know, that you don't want life to teach him as badly as it did teach you.
Yeah.
You understand? So, like I said, if you've made the mistake, if you've lived the life, fine and good. You know, hopefully you get a turning point at some point. You understand? But if you don't have the experience, you know, ask questions and know if it's something you want to do. Yeah.
Makes sense. It's just, it's like, oh yeah, let's get back to the point.
Are we powered up?